Good afternoon. At Unit 4, I watched a video that it was really shocking for me. The topic was human genetic engineering. In my opinion, it may seem like the stuff of science fiction, but genetic engineering has now entered the realm of human possibility. For some, the term brings to mind hopes of futuristic therapy and fantastic human enhancement. For others, like me, it generates fears of a dystopian world where eugenics is commonplace and the human genome is corrupted. Often, the reality of genetic engineering is eclipsed by the media storm and wild expectations. And here I have several questions for that. For example, what does our science actually allow us to do today? And what could it realistically achieve in the future? Also, what are the true potential benefits and risks of this powerful technology? And is genetic engineering something we should endeavor to pursue at all? These are many questions that I'm really considering about to research on the net. Well, another important thing is that ethics. Ethics is concerning all and the social implications of genetic engineering. And through the video, there are some important concerns that will need to be addressed before any decision about the potential benefits and risk of these genetic engineering techniques. Now, we must proceed cautiously and in full appreciation of the risk involved. But first of all, we have to understand what is transgenic. Transgenic is having genetic material DNA from another species. This term can be applied to an organism that has genes from another organism. It is understood that the foreign genes are in the transgenic animal's germ cell that we call DNA, and so can be transmitted from one generation to the next. According to the video, as humans, we are simply crossing over species barriers. And that is terrifying because this implies, for example, military uses, pharmaceutical industry, and something really scary, animal chimeras. And this is where a new movement born. This is transhumanism. This is just a belief or a theory that the human race can evolve beyond its current physical and mental limitations, especially by means of science and technology. According to James Hughes, transhumanism and the bioethic is against natural selection where DNA is altered. But who is funding transhumanism? This funding is like the particular are giving money to do this, even though the government, like for example Bush, prohibit cameras, and nowadays Obama restrict to give money for cameras too. But in the other hand, in 2006, Cleveland Law School creates policy by Max Mellman, and this is really scary. Uh, the first one is public policy and human enhancement. And number two is transhumanism and the future of democracy. I just feel like X-Men movie or something like that. But well, this is in order to create DNA soldiers as a super soldiers, bio designs like the kill switch, animals and humans genes, embryology discussions, even the Vatican is involved. And they have an important question. Do they have a soul? And I agree with that. But in also, we have benefits from this. For example, longevity, expand our lifespan, like the youth fountain, longer life as transhumans, elimination of pain, cognitive way altering our brains in order to think better, and post-genderism, men having babies, breathing, breathing centers, but this is not futuristic. It's what we are living nowadays. And there's another thing that talks about perception of humanity will change according to Dr. Bostrom, as it is to go further and borderlines into a metaphysical view about transhumanism. For example, if we change ourselves, we are separating our humanity to 2.0 humans. So, are we changing our soul? That's an important question. And what about the problems? For example, Dr. Leon Kass in his book Life, Liberty, and the Defense of Dignity, it talks about these things. And I have another question to ask you. Where is science taking us and what it may portend for the future? This is like philosophical concepts. For example, in Barber School of Law in London is CSI teaching, and have to consider this because they have analyzed terrorism by transhumans or wars led by transhumans. This is scary. Jason, the name of the top scientific man in the Pentagon, put out a press release recently called Jason's Rear Brain, where he says we have to do this genetic transformation instead of our enemies in order to be prepared. But we are crossing over species barriers, and human beings are the guinea pigs. We are tinkering God's plan. Thank you and good afternoon.